So if you're not living under a rock right now, you probably know that Elon Musk just bought Twitter a few months ago, and the resulting new Twitter under his leadership has so far been chaotic to say the least. And here are my thoughts on it and where to find me if I do end up deciding to leave Twitter. Warning, this video is going to get political, so if you don't want to hear stuff that can potentially go against your personal views, I suggest you to stop watching this video right now. I haven't done like one of these unscripted rant videos in a while now, so yeah, I would just really just genuinely just express my thoughts on this whole situation on Twitter right now. So some context and background info first. So Elon Musk started buying shares in Twitter earlier this year and became its largest shareholder. After a really bumpy roller coaster ride, the deal was completed in October, and Elon Musk immediately became CEO. And I think we all know what his intentions for buying Twitter is. So Elon Musk has posted increasingly right-wing content and voiced his support for them ever since the acquisition process began, including a controversial poll where he asked people if it'd be fine for Ukraine to just give up its Russian-occupied territory in order to end the war, along with some really other questionable views. So the acquisition was completed, and Elon Musk immediately became the new CEO and owner on October 27th. He then proceeded to fire the CEO and several other top executives, plus laying off half the employees at least. There were some talks and giggles over the takeover. Elon actually thought he was funny when he brought a sink into the Twitter HQ because, let that sink in. Haha, you got the whole squad laughing. And also the Ligma Johnson thing too, but then changes actually started happening and the whole thing just went downhill. So Elon has already announced that he's gonna make Twitter a free speech platform, like a global town square on the internet, which sounds suspiciously like the messaging of some far-right alternative social networks like Parler and Truth Social. And as a result of the new Twitter moderation rules, people started saying the N-word on Twitter. And after Paul Pelosi, the husband of the US House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, was attacked with a hammer, Elon Musk just posted an article that says it might be because he was a gay and there was a gay lover and gay sex gone wrong or whatever. And people called Elon Musk out for it for spreading conspiracy theories, literally in the first few days that he became Twitter's new CEO. And Elon Musk said, I was just asking questions. We all know where this is going. Elon Musk has some pretty right-wing political views, and the content moderation under his Twitter probably won't end up well. And yeah, it did not end up well. So as a result of that, less content moderations, advertisers started pulling out of Twitter. And without ad revenue, there's no way for Twitter to be profitable. So an absolute genius he is, Elon thought it would be a brilliant idea if selling an $8 a month subscription plan with prioritized notifications, half ads, and a blue check mark just like the celebrities and politicians, he thought selling that would work. Elon seemed to have completely missed the point of the checkmark. He does not know how to run a social media company. Elon has had no experience running a social media company. So Elon seemed to painted the checkmark as something to distinguish between the peasants and the elites, while the checkmark's actual purpose, if you don't already know, is to certify that the account of the famous person, public figure, is the real one and not an impersonator trying to scam you. And even though I definitely don't agree with all of her views, I think AOC's response to this pretty much sums the whole situation up. So Twitter started to turn into a mess. Tons of accounts changed their names and profile pictures to celebrities, politicians, and corporations, and just spent $8 to get a checkmark so they would look official, which produced some hilarious tweets from some seemingly verified parody accounts. And there's even a whole subreddit for it if you want to see more, but here's just a few. There's this conversation between political commentator Ben Shapiro and Texas Senator Ted Cruz, my human wife. This tweet from the governor of Ohio, Mike DeWine, which honestly I wouldn't be surprised if it was real because, things are crazy down in Ohio. This from Elon's mom, this Nostalgia account, and much more. Most of these are harmless and are pretty funny and hilarious until a seemingly real Eli Lilly and company account announced that insulin would be free. And the investors, not knowing that it's a parody account, started to actually take action, and Eli Lilly's stocks immediately started plunging, which is an actual economic impact, and the person cause of that by just spending $8. Oh no, realized Elon Musk, probably I f***ed up. He then started to have live panic attacks on his own platform by saying that all parody accounts must have the word parody in their username, and even adding a second checkmark to all official accounts. And he also recently said that different types of accounts would have different colored checkmarks. Again, Elon Musk does not know how to run a social media company, and he seems to have completely missed the point of a checkmark. But oh boy, does it get much worse. Elon Musk then, because people are not happy with the new Twitter, he then sent out an ultimatum to all employees. Either work extra hard at the new extremely hardcore Twitter 2.0 or leave. And a lot of people chose to leave, which obviously is not good. Elon also hosted a Twitter poll on whether the account of former President Donald Trump, which is suspended due to his role in inciting the deadly January 6th attack on the US Capitol, should be reinstated. Yes, a Twitter poll. The bot accounts then immediately flooded the poll, and the first million or so votes breaking 70 to 30 in favor. The vote got closer in the end, but yes, still narrowly won. So there it is. Donald Trump's account was officially restored, and you can now look at all of his tweets from hilarious to deadly. But the thing is, Donald Trump has already said that he is not interested in returning to Twitter, even if his account was unsuspended. And why does Elon Musk want Donald Trump back on Twitter? Well, money. Donald Trump is a public figure, and as polarizing and hated as he is, it brings in traffic and therefore revenue, so Elon's just trying to salvage what he can from his failed $44 billion purchase. And so then Elon started to post the most cringe memes you can think of to try to get Trump to start tweeting again and lead us not into temptation. So far, he has not returned to Twitter yet. Kanye's account was also reinstated despite him previously making anti-Semitic remarks. The DEFCON 3 tweet. Yeah. So then Elon Musk, while trying to appeal to the more, right-wing users on Twitter, hosted another Twitter poll which got way less votes that basically asked if all accounts suspended should be granted amnesty. Basically, all suspended accounts will be now unsuspended unless they actually tweeted something illegal. Which, yeah. For example, hate speech, technically not illegal, would be allowed again. Yeah. The poll passed overwhelmingly, and some white nationalists and literally neo-Nazis accounts were unsuspended. I don't think that's good because a new article showed that 50 advertisers on Twitter are pulling out. So am I hopeful for the future of Twitter? No, not at all. I see 3 paths for Twitter in the future. Path number 1, which might be the most optimistic for Elon, is because Twitter is just such a huge platform. Politicians, celebrities, other social media influencers like YouTubers and brands all use Twitter to announce stuff and to express their thoughts. And because it has just such a huge user base, and the president of the United States, the prime minister of Germany or whatever, I don't even know, all of the public figures, all of the celebrities, all of the brands and companies are on Twitter. So because it's so big, it will be impossible for everyone to leave, and therefore Twitter would stay alive, although it would not be profitable. But I don't think that's the most likely to happen. There's path number 2. It just dies off like MySpace and Google+. I mean, MySpace was pretty big back then, and eventually it died, so it could happen. Advertisers will leave, users will leave, and the whole thing collapses and Elon just wasted $44 billion for nothing. Or path number 3, Twitter just turns into a far-right alternative social media platform like Parler and Truth Social, the platform that Donald Trump currently uses. The more moderate and left-leaning users will leave for something else, like Mastodon, and it'll just become another cesspool for misinformation, though still profitable. But right now, under Elon's leadership, I mean, what does Elon do every day? Anyways, I thought he was supposed to design cars for Tesla. I thought he was supposed to make rockets for SpaceX to go into space. Or actually, try to bring positive changes to Twitter. But no, if you check Elon Musk's Twitter profile, you can see he just tweets nonsense all day. Including panic attacks, cringe memes, weird and questionable viewpoints, all of that stuff. It just seems like he tweets all day. What does Elon Musk do all day? Does he have something that notifies him when someone criticizes him? When a public figure says something bad about Elon Musk, the former US Secretary of Labor said that Elon Musk laying off Twitter employees is actually just laying off a huge part of his purchase, because a huge part of a company lies in the employees that work for the company. And Elon Musk just almost immediately responded to it with an ad hominem argument, pay $8. Elon Musk actually thinks he was funny by doing that. Kind of like some cringy kids saying your mom, online argument or whatever. So Elon Musk is just running Twitter into the ground, making changes off of his head with absolutely zero consideration for their consequences. And as I previously mentioned, attacking people on his newly acquired platform like an edgy 12-year-old who thinks he's cool. Elon Musk bought Twitter on the grounds of free speech, when in reality, it really means the speech he likes will be praised, and while the speech he doesn't like, such as criticism against him, will be attacked by him and dismissed and cancelled by him. Wow, so much for his rejection of cancel culture. Elon Musk, the supposedly politically centered person, proclaimed himself, even though he has also said a lot of things about wokeness, culture wars, whatever. His flawed perception for the term free speech is right now really, really concerning. The conservatives are cheering him on, but only because they can now lie however much and often they want to hundreds of millions of people around the world without any consequences. So yeah, here are my thoughts on Elon Musk's Twitter. Yeah, it did get very political and opinionated, and it'll probably be a while before I make one of these just rant videos again, but yeah, not hopeful for the future of Twitter. If I do end up leaving Twitter, you can always find me here on YouTube, of course, youtube.com/DJTechYT. You can also find me on Instagram, also at DJTechYT. You can also find me on Mastodon. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly or not, but here's my username. It's pretty long, and it's still pretty confusing for me to use that open source social media platform, but I would try to use it more just if Twitter dies. Or maybe I'll start a Discord server. I honestly don't use Discord that much, so I don't know if I will actually do that, but that could be another option for me if I do leave Twitter. But right now, I do plan on using Twitter less, but certainly not leave it until something substantial starts happening, like everyone starts leaving, then I'll leave. But right now, you can still find me on Twitter at DJTechYT for tech posts and controversial political opinions. Bye.